Hi everyone, it's Beau from American Ghost Adventures bringing you a little holiday trivia. Did you know that one of the oldest documented traditions during the festive season is the telling of ghost stories, a tradition that only died out in the last century? Or has it?
Our story begins many centuries ago, at the time of year when the earth grew cold, the workday shortened, and families gathered together by the fire. People believed that on the winter solstice, literally the longest night of the year, ghosts and spirits were most likely to interact with the living, which created an innate desire to bond together, but also gave rise to the telling of spooky cautionary tales. Even with the coming of the modern Christmas season, these creepy old traditions never really died away. We can still find references to people telling ghost stories this time of year in the works of authors such as Christopher Marlowe and William Shakespeare. But until the 1700s, these tales were usually set in grand palaces, ruins, or other romantic locations, and featured the troubled souls of nobles, ancient kings, or the old gods of yore, their sad tales meant to invoke moral lessons for the listeners. Then, in the 19th century, the Yuletide ghost story got a complete revival, largely thanks to Charles Dickens. Victorian authors such as Dickens moved their ghost stories to the rapidly developing urban settings of the Industrial Revolution, where their literary spirits were suddenly appearing in domestic homes and city dwellings, though still bringing warnings and lessons to those they haunted. Beginning in 1843 with the now classic A Christmas Carol in Prose, Dickens and his contemporaries began to churn out more and more holiday-fueled ghost stories and novellas, recalling a bygone era and reawakening a public desire for more of this delightfully spooky stuff, but also to serve as an escape from a scary, rapidly developing world of industry and technology. Ever heard of Henry James Turn of the Screw? Well, the whole thing is framed as a group of friends swapping ghost stories by the fire at Christmas time. So, whatever happened to this cherished old habit? Well, it didn't help that the founding fathers of America had no interest in keeping such things alive and well, and even though early American authors such as Washington Irving did their best to resurrect it, later Old World immigrants to the US of A shifted the supernatural focus to their more familiar traditions, which surrounded Halloween. But the tradition hasn't died, not by a long shot. You can still find frightfully festive throwbacks throughout pop culture. Remember the lyric about scary ghost stories and tells of the glories of Christmases long, long ago? Where do you suppose that comes from, And that was penned in 1963. So next time you watch The Nightmare Before Christmas, think of the spectral hobo and his warning from the Polar Express, reflect on the dark horror comedy of Krampus, or just partake in the annual offerings of any adaptation of A Christmas Carol. Remember that you're keeping the literal spirit, or should I say spirits, of the season alive and well.
So why not begin a new tradition this year by bringing back an old one? Whether it's an office party on one of our haunted pub crawls, bringing friends and family along on any one of the investigative tours we offer throughout Central Florida, or giving the gift of a ghostly experience, we here at American Ghost Adventures wish you and yours a very ghoul Yule.